Good morning, beloveds. I'm opting for a bright color today because it's gonna be dark and rainy all day. So I'm like, bright color, yay! All right, I'm running a little bit behind, and my partner pointed out, hey, are you gonna have time to do this? And I was like, oh, yes, I better go. So, March 21st. Our title is I Am a Child of the Living God, and our author is Josephine Holmes Curtis, who I believe is Ernest Holmes' niece. How to Get the Most Out of Life is the book from 1937, and she is one of ours, Science of Mind. So if you're interested in the book, look into the Science of Mind Publishing. Like, try the archives. Yeah. Okay. I am a child of the living God. If we can believe that we are children of the living God, then we know that we are never alone. We cannot want for anything if our eternal God, in whom all is all richness, sustains us now and always, in the fullness of its wisdom and patience. Surely, if we approach it as a little child, they will answer our prayer. Spirit will answer our prayer. Why is the childlike approach so magical? Because the child is confident and not yet daunted or hurt by circumstances. It asks for what it wants, simply in faith believing. If we can become sufficiently childlike to surrender our sense of responsibility, of anxiety and pressure, and with heart free and at peace, pray or ask what we want, then we are making it possible for God to give us that for which we ask. In prayer, we must abandon ourselves to God, sure in our belief that God does indwell us and answers even the simplest prayer. There is a secret place within us to which we can retire in silence and peace. Into this sacred place, we need take nothing but the thoughts we wish. In this place, we pray, whether our prayer is audible or silent, whether it is phrased in lofty terminology or simple word. But if we take all of the anxiety, the fear, and the strife of expectation in with our thought, then our prayer is colored by that burden. All that takes place in the moving panorama which we call the objective life and experience has been created by people's thoughts and activity, and it will be maintained by people or will be changed by people when they wish to think and act differently. We are not saying that people's personal determination has made and sustained the objective world. People of themselves can do nothing, but people are never of themselves alone. It is the Spirit who dwelleth in people that doth the work. It is people's thought working in, with, and through the mind of God which creates. Wow. Okay. Yeah. She got really intense in that last paragraph, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Where to even start? Okay. Yeah, this is one of those, where do you start? So let's, because there's a whole lot in there, like I could spend an hour talking about that, but let's talk about, because Jesus said, be as a little child. And Josephine told you why you want to be as a child. Because when you look at children, especially young children who have not run up against some of the more difficult things that life can present to us, okay? That's why we call it a childlike wonder. And there is that innocence, that naivety, naivete, however you pronounce that word. Apparently, I can't say that word today. That if we could carry that into our relationship with the divine, that would work out better for us, is what she's saying. And for the reason that she's saying, because when we go into prayer, we don't take all of those difficult things, negative things, bad things, nasty things that have happened to us into that space. Jesse likes to call it the space where nothing has ever been wrong. That is the space in which the divine dwells. The divine dwells in the space where nothing has ever been wrong. Because it can't be in that space. Because the divine lives in that space of infinite possibilities. But the divine also resides within us in the material realm. Okay? Which then, that's where it gets head spinning and can be a little quantum. So let's not think too hard about it. I've fallen in with a crowd who are students of Dr. Tom Sanar, Sannar, I believe. And he has this teaching which they've shared with us a couple of times. I did take a class from him. I'm just, I didn't take all of those classes with him. They talk about him the way I talk about Reverend Jesse. So, and he is no longer with us on this material plane. About the three levels in the building. The first level, which we're familiar with because it's the material realm. The second level, which is the realm of possibility, or I may have it backwards. And then the third realm, where there's nothing, because that's the realm of possibility. The second realm is where we go. And it's where it's where we ask for stuff. And then there's that third realm, which is the unseen realm of possibility. So, God indwells all three of those. The divine indwells all three of those. It's our job to see if we can indwell all three of those. But it's when we take that, and I don't even want to use the word practical, cynical, that cynical part of ourselves up into the second and third floor, into the we can't get to the third floor with that cynical self, because the cynical self doesn't believe the third floor exists. The cynical self doesn't believe that the realm of infinite possibilities exists. So we can't get there. So if we want to get to there, we have to leave that part of ourselves behind. And so that's kind of what she got into in the second paragraph, where she's talking about the reason why the world looks the way it looks today is because too many of us have tried to take that cynical part of us into the second floor to ask for stuff, and when we ask for stuff in a pure heart, in alignment with what the divine is, then that's, and we don't put limits on it. We don't say it has to be this way. When the divine has unlimited ways to bring us the good that we've asked for, then, the world would look a certain way. But too many of us have tried to carry that. I keep using the word cynical. We take that to the second floor, and we wonder why the results are the way that they are. They're not. We don't get exactly what we asked for, and we're like, well, why not? Well, because we limited the divine. It also, because we tried to take the cynical part of us to the place of prayer, to the place where nothing has ever been wrong, we didn't quite get to that infinite possibility plane. So, so God's looking at us going, Ma, I see what you're asking for, but you've limited the way that I can deliver it. So I can't deliver exactly what you're asking for. I'm going to get as close as I can, but, because we've limited God. Not because God's limited, but because we've limited God. We're like, I'm only going to look in this direction. So I'm only going to face east. I'm not going to look any other direction. Well, what if my good is coming from, the west? I got to turn around. So, and children are willing to do that. Children, that's why they call it childlike wonder. And so that is her. When we approach God, we want to approach God from that innocent belief that nothing has ever been wrong. And I didn't have a bad childhood, but I didn't have an easy childhood, okay? There definitely are some things that happened that, God, I wish they hadn't, but I wouldn't be who I am if they hadn't, and I wouldn't, but there are things that I wish wouldn't have happened, and yet, I know, because I have worked on my relationship with the divine, I know that I'm not alone. And because I know that I'm not alone, I'm never lonely. I can be far more lonely in a crowd of people than I am by myself. So, because when I'm by myself, I can hear that voice of God, and I can feel that presence of the divine much more easily. When I'm in a crowd of people, I'm in a crowd of children of God, but when they're not acting like it, and I'm not acting like it, it's a little harder to hear and feel, So if we could all take that step back into that innocent wonder of children when it comes to the divine. And yet, so many of us have been taught to believe other things about God, including that God is vengeful, wrathful, and that's just not the case. And that is my childlike wonder. And that is the gift of Joseph Campbell, because Joseph Campbell exposed me to ideas of God from around the world. And I was able to look at other cultures and go, well, okay, and reconcile what I truly believed about God with what I was seeing in representations around the world and throughout time and history. So, read world mythology. Read how other people view God. And then go back and look at what you were taught about God. And it may be easier for you to come back to God in that childlike wonder. All right. I think, like I said, there's a whole lot in that. I commend it to you. Since I got the Mildred Fillmore book, I'm now more interested in going back and collecting some of these other women's books. New Thought has a wealth of female writers with their own ideas about God and infinite possibilities, and it's been fun for me to explore this. So I'm glad you came on the journey with me. Because next month we'll be finishing up this book. All right, beloveds. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it, let's try and leave that cynical part of ourselves behind and go back to that childlike wonder of who we were, especially when we approach prayer time. And maybe, like I said, explore the world's ideas about God. It'll be interesting, if nothing else. So that's the mission for today. The other mission is the same mission every day. It is the spiritual practice of self-care. Do something loving for yourself. Do something kind for yourself. Do something compassionate for yourself. Whatever it looks like. Be it one thing, be it three things, be it all things. That's the goal in the end. Okay? Practice on yourself. You are your own best test subject. But most importantly, you deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. So, I hear the rain picking up. It's going to be an interesting day at work today. Okay. Where was I? So social media, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I encourage you to go and like and subscribe and follow. When you subscribe to the YouTube channels, it notifies you when we upload new videos. And then We try and post light, bright, uplifting, funny, helpful stuff. So please look out for that. And if you scroll back about 2 videos, if you're watching this on Facebook, then you can watch the rerun of the Cleopatra soul session, where she talks about her experience, not so much about the ballet. I do need to go put the link on that, because she was an amazing ballerina, and now she is a birthing nurse. So, and what her plans are for the future. She is a woman on fire with purpose, and it's just amazing. And since I've known her for a number of years, you know, it's interesting to have watched this idea bloom within her, because, you know, I saw where the seed was planted, and to watch her bloom with it, it's just incredible. It's just incredible. So, you know, please take advantage of that, and go to the Creative Life Spiritual Center YouTube channel and look at all of the look for the soul session playlist. It's full of amazing people. It's full of amazing people. All right. So that's that. If you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. That'll get you on the constant contact. I need to go take my vitamins, so I'm going to encourage you to, sorry, I don't know what that was. Have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. I'll go dance in the rain day, take a jacket day, or an umbrella day, or a loving day, a kind day, a compassionate day, take a rest day, because yesterday was, you know, gonzo, a good day, and if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of the divine. You are a beloved, the phrase that I like is, you are a beloved expression of the divine. But you are a beloved child of the divine too, because that's what we're talking about today, right? You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, a godling. So, explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, right? Because I can promise you one thing. It's the only promise I can make to you. The person that the divine knows you to be is good. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I should be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow, provided we don't get washed away today. I'm joking. Maybe I'm not. That was a crack of thunder. Oh, okay. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.